Hi, this is Apocrypha from Apoc Industries, and welcome to day 33 of Nightfall. Yesterday um, we got our refinery set up. We just need to do one thing, which was I wanted to have this limited to half this amount. I don't want it to be full wagons. I just want it to be half wagons of solid fuel going out. Which means we're going to reduce these to 7. There we go. Okay. We're also going to need to be starting to consume our petroleum at some point, but for the time being, these should be able to stockpile at least a little bit. Cool. All right. So for today, what I'd like to look at is hooking up our supply train to solid fuel and starting to power all of our trains using solid fuel. So that is what I'd like to do today. Now, one of the things that we could do is add in a couple more. We do have room for more stations here, so that is probably what we're going to end up doing. So let's just get started on that. We also, now that I recall, want to change over our boilers, use solid fuel as well. That may be better served by an actual station over here. I think we have room. There's one block here, one here, here. So I think we actually have room to do a station on this end to be able to deliver solid fuel for our boilers. Because this coal isn't going to last forever, and we would like it flowing into our science exclusively, because there should be lots there for science, but doesn't need to be used for power. We get more bang for our buck out of solid fuel for power anyway. Let's have a think about that. We are going to cut off the, where are we? We're going to cut off this section here of coal. Whoops, we're going to take out this whole thing. We have bots that can do this for us. And then we are going to also get rid of some of this track. And we are instead going to grab our newest, latest and greatest Aligned Rails book and oil book. V1, we don't need V7. I think we actually grabbed the oil book, which is fine. We don't need it right now anyway. So we'll take this and we'll put a mini template here. Hope this will work. Good. And this station is going to be bootstrap solid fuel drop off. And we are going to put a train here, and we need a wagon for it. This is going to be black, black. You are only going to be picking out solid fuel. And the like we just did at the refinery, we're limiting it to half of a whatchamacallit, wagon of solid fuel. So that is enough for that. And we will make this into an unloading station. Unload. I guess left or right doesn't really matter. It's only going to have the one side which unloads. Take out most of this. Some of this is probably going to want to go up to to fuel our train, but maybe not just yet. Let's get the other stuff sorted out first. So what we can do is, oops, stop this for a sec. Take all the coal out. We are going to be changing this to solid fuel now. Take this out. These in. You are going to be solid fuel. We put a 1000 on it just to remind us how big those are going to be, but it actually doesn't matter. Like, we don't actually, we don't ever actually, what am I doing? I don't need this many. Hold on now. We could easily do this in 2 boxes. We don't need this full station for this. We can do this, and then we'll have this running up to, like I said, fuel our PAX train. I need to find a different solution for some of this as well, but not right yet. You are probably sort of full as well, eh? Yeah. Alright. That'll be good enough for now. Okay, so that's not the prettiest, but it'll work. This is already a steel chest? It is, okay. Not the prettiest, but it will not work if... Whoops. Hold on now. It's kind of productive. Okay. We know what we're doing, really. Okay, so now you can do like this. That coal will find something to do with. Maybe pipe it over to our science. Maybe. And in the meantime, this can go. Did we name this already? We did not. So we'll call this Bootstrap Solid Fuel Drop-Off. And you start at Bootstrap Solid Fuel Drop-Off until empty. And then you go to Refinery Solid Fuel Pickup until full. And we make sure we're not on the track, and you can just go. Okay, so now this supply train, it currently doesn't have any solid fuel in it. We are going to change this condition to be solid fuel. We are going to go to each of our supply stops that we have, which, let me see, we have one here, one here, one here, one here, here, so it looks like we have 5. So let's try and go to them sort of in order. Our resupply stop at the south wall, so let's go to our Iron 1 packs first. I don't think I need to bring any materials for this. I'm just basically going to be updating some filter condition and stuff. And our train here, which we forgot to set the filter conditions, so that'll just take a minute. It's fine though. So this resupply doesn't fuel, so that's good. Next on the list is our right here, it doesn't refuel. This stop does refuel, so we'll go to our refinery next. So you are now going to be solid fuel and solid fuel. You are going to be solid fuel and solid fuel. And it's going to take a while for these to empty, so maybe we'll just empty them now. And this also needs to be solid fuel. Solid fuel minus 200. So our supply train should theoretically be coming down to visit us now. Maybe? Oh, right. It would like to. That's not our supply train. Okay. This is fine. We are going to end up with a lot of coal in our inventory, but that's okay. We just toss it in the boot. So let's stop by our Bootstrap. Why don't we have a path to Bootstrap? Oh dear, did we forget to... Yeah, okay. Well, it looks like we are driving there manually. Because we did not build our train tracks all the way around. Whoops. We're going to hope that our bots are on, which they are not. And there we go. And now you can surely go there. The other thing that we need to do is actually set the conditions or the filters on our filter inserters. That is helpful. There we go. That'll start fueling everything up. Perfect. It'd be nice once we actually have stack inserters, which we won't have for a little while yet. What would happen if we did this? There, that's a little better. Probably still only half a belt's worth, but yeah, it'll unload a little quicker. Okay, so that's gonna keep going. That's gonna fill up, and then this is now set, so it should be ready to roll as soon as this fills up, which will be shortly. Great. Okay. We are also not wanting this in here anymore. We're going to start powering ourselves on solid fuel. Now that I think about it, we also definitely do want to... No, not like that. We definitely want to be doing something different here. Whoops. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. What have I done? I am not 100% on board with what is happening, apparently. What is happening? We don't know. I need to get... I want a place where I can send coal back over here to our science. Like before we had our coal coming in from the side. But we want it to come in like we had our coal going the other way before. Now we want it to go this way. Oh my goodness. Oh, now we're getting attacked. It should be fine though. I'm not really worried about attacks at the moment. So how are we getting junk out of here? Let's stop mucking around at this side and instead start mucking around on the other side. That makes sense? And this doesn't need to come over here at all anymore. We're not going to be using this for fuel. So this whole thing is just silly now. We would still want wood to be able to get over to our smelters, but I don't think we ever properly set that up anyway, so I will not worry about that. What we will do is remove this junk. We're just going to try and get some of this cleaned up. This is no longer relevant. This is no longer relevant. So that means this is no longer relevant. Okay. That should be good for our trains over here. Where did you go? Need to pick up some more oil. And you're still operating on coal, but that's okay. Oh, that reminds me. I found a bug with these stops, and they need to have rail signals here. Otherwise, weird things start happening. It's not the end of the world, but I don't want weird things to happen. Okay, so what we can do is turn all this around like this. Basically have, we want this out of there. Yeah, okay, so, oops, other way around. We will get a, I put that chest too far away, didn't I? Oh my goodness. A filter inserter here. Of course doesn't have any power. This will be wood, and then we can transfer this wood in here. We still have a bunch of coal. We want that coal to be going into our science, so we're going to find a way to do that. And we'll start carrying solid fuel for our car too. That's kind of fun. And this here, this coal, if we were to see, we may be able to do something like this, have this set coal, and have it spit out to belt like so. This. Right, and now that will be feeding our science over here. We'll put an input priority on the left so that it will prioritize our extra junk. That's good. The next thing is that we need to update a couple more of our thingamajiggers. This one's doesn't have any fuel. The smelter resupply definitely has some fuel, or supplies fuel. So let's go there. Theoretically, our train is a little bit faster and accelerates a little bit faster now too. Not super noticeable, but every little bit helps. Right, and here we're going to do the same thing that we did before, where we just update this to be solid fuel, we update this to be solid fuel, we update these to be solid fuel. and there's no rush to get this all switched over. So what we are going to do is actually we need to take these out because this train's going to come up and want to fill things up. There. Okay. Great. Over here, maybe we can grab a little bit of iron and copper too. A little bit. Okay. So the last thing that we need to check is this here, and this also does not do any refueling, so we should be okay. I think all of our resupply stops that need to be updated are updated, so that's great. We didn't get around to hooking these up to solid fuel yet, but we will do that as our next priority. Our solid fuel is all working here. All working in here. We are starting to stockpile some petroleum, which is not super good. We could probably get a pump on here to help with some of that. But more importantly, we're going to have to get something. We're going to have to get doing something with the petroleum before too long, because otherwise our production of everything is going to stop. But we will get to that. So this has been day 33 of Nightfall. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to catching you next time.